All right, boys and girls, to make your pumpkin for the Starry Night, you're going to draw out your pumpkin on your paper. You can make several little pumpkins or you could make one big one. This one I've made one large pumpkin, and I'm going to kind of start with kind of an oval that's kind of in the center. So it kind of goes in a little bit. And I'm going to give it some lines here and kind of a little bump on the bottom. A line here, a little bump on the bottom, and a line here. I've made like a little parallelogram top on it and maybe down into the pumpkin itself. So the colors you're going to use for your oil pastels, you're going to use orange, red, yellow, and a little bit of blue. So if you notice that I've drawn on these lines with the red, so that's what we're going to go ahead and do with this pumpkin. We're going to draw these edges with some red, and red and yellow make an orange, so that's going to kind of blend out a little bit. And this ridge here, we're going to make this with red, and this one here. I'm going to add some red to the bottom. Usually the base is darker than the top part, so I am adding a little bit of red to the bottom. And I have to decide what side my light source is coming from. So I think my light source is going to be coming from this side. So it will be lighter on this side and then darker on the other, like that one. So I've got my red in there. I think I'm going to go ahead and do my yellows up here. And I'm going to color quite a bit of it with some yellow. And quite a bit of the top of this one with some yellow. Then it's okay if your colors start mixing, but I'm trying not to mix my colors just yet. And maybe a little bit more on this side. Now, if you notice, I'm going to use the orange one, and I'm going to go in between the yellow and the red. And I'm going to do the same over here. I'm going to bring my orange up a little farther on the left side and a little less on this side. So before I start blending, I think I'm going to add a little bit of a blue down here. So red and blue make a purple color. And I'm going to kind of give it this blue down here to make it kind of like a shadow. So the bottom of our pumpkin is kind of shaped like a sphere, and it has a shadow and it casts a shadow. And on this side, I'm going to add a little bit of blue on this ridge right here, and a little bit of blue on this ridge right here. Okay, and I'm going to go in and add some more orange and even cover over some of that purple. And bring a light amount of orange up into the yellow, just a little bit. So it'll give us something to blend together. Maybe a little bit more red on this side, since this is the darker side, to kind of make that red orange. Now I'm going to start blending with the oil pastels, but I think I'm going to start blending with the lighter colors at the top. It'll just make it easy. Pick a finger and just start blending the yellow and orange together to make a nice yellow-orange for your pumpkin. I'm going to try to stay away from the blue at the moment. I'm not ready to blend the blue and the red in there just yet. So I'm just working with the lighter colors at the top. And you cannot do these with crayons, so this is what's nice about oil pastels. You can blend really well. So I've got my yellow and my yellow-orange blended pretty well. I think I'm going to go in with a little bit more orange on the red so I can have a little bit more medium to blend out. And again, I'm going to use maybe a different finger to blend out the red and the orange together. So we're going to make a red-orange. And I might even blend a little bit of that red line in there too. I'm going to stay away from the blue just yet. Blue and orange are complementary colors, so it might make it a little brownish in color. So there is the first part of it. Now I think I'm going to do the dark stuff at the bottom. And I'm going to blend the red and purple together and try to give it a little bit more of a shadow. Down here it's getting a little brownish in color, if you've noticed that, but that could be part of the shadow. And a little brownish in here too. So now what we're going to do is we'll work with the stem. With the stem, I think I used a brown, a tan, and a little bit of a green. And I'm going to go ahead and do a couple of little stripes of green, little stripes of tan. And then at the base of it, I'm going to give it a darker brown color. And maybe a little bit of brown lines up there. Choose another finger that you have not blended with and blend out your greenish tan color stem for your pumpkin. Now your pumpkin is ready to be cut out. You don't want to show a lot of white on it, so I'm going to cut it just right up to where I have my oil pastels. And then I could place it in there, and I can even make a shadow down in here with some blues and some greens to make it look like it is setting actually in your starry night. And if you wanted to, you can add some other pumpkins to it for your starry night background. So you're going to add some liquid glue around the edge, attach it to your artwork where you want it. Make sure that your name and 6 whatever letter grade you are and your teacher's name is on the back. Take a picture of it, digitally submit it, and then put it on the drying rack. The next day, if you could please put it in the folder so I can display it. And this is your Starry Night pumpkin.